Hey gorgeous souls, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining me for another one of my videos today. So today's video is all about winter solstice. So what is the winter solstice? What can you expect? And how can you set yourself up for manifesting success in 2023 by doing your winter solstice practice? How can you utilize this? Well, I have got you covered in this video, and I really hope you're going to enjoy doing this over our winter solstice here on the 21st of December. So if you're new here to my channel, then welcome. My name is Emma. I'm an award-winning life coach and 2 times best-selling Law of Attraction author, manifestation YouTuber here on my channel, and the host of the #1 spirituality podcast on iTunes, Spiritual Queens Badass Podcast. And here on my channel, I cover all things law of attraction, manifestation, self-help, and spirituality. And not only do I really hope you're going to enjoy this video, but the abundance of videos here on my channel over the last 8 years. So the winter solstice here in the Northern Hemisphere will be happening on Wednesday the 21st of December 2022. Nearly said 23 then, we're not quite there yet. So what can you expect on the winter solstice? Well, obviously if you're in the Southern Hemisphere, you're going to be experiencing the opposite, the summer solstice. So obviously this video is only really going to be applicable to people in the Northern Hemisphere right this moment, but obviously in 6 months time, those in the Southern Hemisphere can circle back into this video and obviously utilize this. And of course, I'm planning to make videos on summer solstice, or actually I've got a video on summer solstice. If you are in the Southern Hemisphere, make sure to check that video out, and I'll be doing autumn and spring next year. So this video is all specifically on the winter solstice and what you can expect. So the winter solstice is literally the peak of winter. It's when we officially enter into winter and have that then 3-month span before we head towards the spring equinox. So this is the darkest point of the year. It's absolutely that cool into the winter inner feminine energy. It's about slowing down. The themes of celebration are very much echoed in this winter solstice as well. And the theme really and the message of winter solstice is inviting the light back in, because this is this halfway point where we now return back to the light, which I know is such a welcome relief for me, for example, who doesn't really like dark evenings or it getting really dark early. So to know that literally from now moving forwards, we're going to start to get lighter evenings again, and we're heading towards the spring, fills me with joy. And also as we're heading towards Christmas and heading towards the end of the year, this is the time obviously for celebration. Now, I did a video on Tuesday all about how to do an end of year review. So I do actually recommend watching that video alongside this video, because then you're going to get the benefit of both videos, because doing an end of year review is really, really important. And actually, I really suggest doing it on the winter solstice if you can, or around, obviously a couple of days before, a couple of days afterwards. It doesn't have to be on that specific day, of course, Wednesday the 21st. But if you can do it as close to the winter solstice as possible, extra points to you, because it's really going to help with the energy of this winter solstice. So we had our last full moon of the year on the 8th of December in Gemini. So we've already had that energy, like that final release kind of, pass through us with that full moon. So this winter solstice can still be used to release, of course. So the key themes of the winter solstice is obviously reflection and reflecting on your year. It's also a point of celebration, and it's also a point where we start to set or sow new seeds and manifestations for the year ahead. But the key themes and the key messages are definitely slowing down, going within, and looking at where some things have maybe felt quite dark recently, maybe where things need some light shone on them in your life. This is the perfect time to do this with the winter solstice. And of course, the winter solstice is also the shortest day of the year. So that's what it signifies, shortest day of the year, obviously the darkest point, and then from now moving forwards to spring equinox and summer, but obviously moving back towards the light. So my first tip for your winter solstice practice is to reflect. So grab a journal or notebook and really just write down and reflect on everything that's happened this year. So what has worked really well for you? What maybe hasn't felt so good to you? What were some challenges that came up? Now, a lot of these questions may be quite similar to the end of year review that I did on Tuesday. So that's why I said, maybe use that video and those prompts and exercises I given you in that video to use in your reflect part of your winter solstice practice. But if you don't want to do that and you don't want to do a full-blown review until maybe a bit later on, that's fine. You can still do a mini review and reflect on the winter solstice, but you've got that video there for extra help and full-on support with it. So ask yourself questions like, what has worked really well for me this year? What maybe hasn't worked as well for me this year? What have I overcome this year? What has felt really good this year? And what hasn't felt good to me this year? What have I manifested this year? This is a great time to reflect on your manifestations, what you've called in, what's manifested, and also to look at what maybe hasn't manifested yet, to ask yourself, does this still feel in alignment to me? But also then, do I want to carry this forward into 2023? And why do I feel maybe it hasn't happened yet? What can I do moving forwards to really sow that seed and bring this into fruition? I would also really recommending writing on this reflection list things that you forgive, things you want to let go of, and things you want to leave in 2022 as well. Although, like I said, we've had our last full moon of the year, you can still absolutely do this. This winter solstice practice is definitely about shedding and definitely about releasing. So once you've got that list or your reflection practice, I would suggest burning this. I would suggest letting it go, burning and releasing it to really just energetically clear that energy. You could also say a mantra or anything you feel called to say as you're releasing it of, like, I let this go. I release any cords of attachment to any of this. I leave this in 2022 and I clear, transmute and release this now and ask my angels and spirit guides or the universe to clear this away from me. So you could say something along those lines to really just seal in that practice and seal in that releasing as well. So our next focus for our winter solstice practice is all about ticking things off our list. So this represents a time of getting stuff done. So you want to look at any of your to-do lists that you've been putting off. You want to look at any chores, any things around the house, anything in your work or career or business, anything at all. Maybe it's like you've been putting off going to the doctors, for example. Maybe you've been putting off taking the dog to the groomers. That is on my list. So look at things that you have been putting off and make sure you're doing those now. This is the perfect time as we head up towards Christmas. I know obviously it's about to get super busy with Christmas, but if you can tick things off your list, if not, maybe you could do it in the week before New Year, do make sure to do that because you are energetically creating the space for more abundance to come into your life next year. We have to create the space to welcome a new abundance, right? So doing that now by taking the time to tick off that to-do list, wrapping up any loose ends and making sure you're going into the new year with that clean slate is really, really important. So do make sure to schedule out the time and tie up those loose ends. So inviting the light in really represents allowing that light to shine upon any areas that need that light shone on in your life, within yourself maybe, and it's time to transform those now. This winter solstice energy is definitely about transformation. So really think about, okay, what areas of my life have I felt like I need some light in? What areas of my life have I felt a bit shadowy in, a bit dark with this deep, dark, feminine inner energy? So invite the light back in. Maybe that's lighting a candle as you're doing this ceremony, as you're doing your reflection, as you're doing your writing your to-do list of things to check off. This is a great time to light a candle, have a ceremony space and set that intention of I'm inviting this light back into my life. I'm inviting that light back into my career. I'm inviting that light back into my relationships, for example. So really identify where you need to invite the light back into and really set the intention to do so. It could also be a really nice practice when you're doing your inviting the light back in, which I would probably do first, and then your reflection list and then your to-do list, you're kind of wrapping up loose ends, to also think about how you can slow down and think about how you can invite the light back in, how you can slow down, and also how you can celebrate. So as I spoke about in your end of year review, obviously our kind of second step, is celebration before we get to our New Year's end of year rituals. So I am going to do a video on an end of year ritual and a New Year's ritual, manifestation ritual that you can follow. So what I really want you to do from now until obviously that point, right before New Year, is to do your reflection, which you're going to do with your winter solstice practice or your end of year review video. You can do both, which I've posted here on Tuesday. And then I really want you to celebrate yourself. I want you to focus on celebration and write a celebration list. You could do this as part of your winter solstice practice, definitely, because celebration is a really key theme. But I think winter solstice is definitely more about inviting the light back in, and that can be done through celebration as well. So choose whether you want to do this with your winter solstice practice, or maybe you could do it between now and New Year's. There's no right or wrong with this, but I just want to chuck this in because it is a great thing to do with winter solstice, but equally in between this period of winter solstice and New Year. So write yourself a celebration list. Write yourself a list of all the things that you've manifested, all the things you've achieved, and all the things you've overcome in 2022. This is not just about I manifested this. This is like I overcame a really big money block. I overcame a big hurdle in my life. I want you to write down those celebrations as well, because those are equally worthy and deserving of being celebrated because you've got through them. You did that. Nobody else did that. You've put that hard work in. So I want you to celebrate your inner work wins, your manifestations, and yourself. So write as many things as you can down and celebrate this. I wouldn't burn this list. I would keep your celebration list so you can reflect upon it obviously throughout New Year and even into 2023 if you wanted to. If you want to like burn it on New Year's as you enter into a new year, you could, but I don't think a celebration list necessarily needs to be burnt, but it can do. But I would just hold on to it for a little while just to really soak up that energy and be in the energy of celebration, because as we know, when you're in the energy of celebration and appreciation, you attract even more reasons to celebrate and be appreciative. So it's a great manifestation technique, but I actually just want you to celebrate yourself. That stuff is just a byproduct and an extra benefit to doing this celebration work. Another great thing to do on winter solstice is to get out in nature. So pull yourself an oracle card. I think I've forgotten to say that in the whole ritual. I think I was beginning to say that and then forgot to say that. So light your candles, set up your altar and ceremony space, pull on yourself an oracle or tarot card to set the tone of what you should be working with or what your focuses should be in this winter solstice. Do your reflection list, do your to-do list, do your celebration list, and then get out in nature. Whether that's taking the dog for a walk, whether that's taking yourself on a nice nature walk, whether that's meeting up with friends in the park, anything at all. Get yourself outside on winter solstice. I know it may be cold, but do make the effort to get outside and just soak up that beautiful winter solstice energy as well. Ground yourself in to the seasons and into Mother Earth. And a great reason as well of why slowing down over winter solstice really, really helps is because Christmas and New Year are such busy times of the year. Literally from the 21st onwards, it's going to be busy, 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 right? So taking the opportunity to slow down, to reflect, to go within is such a great self-loving thing to do first and foremost, but it also really sets you up for success as you go into the new year because you've got that rest period where you're hopefully slowing down, relieving yourself of any stress or pressure so that you can move forwards with clarity into the new year. So I always think it's great to slow down over this winter solstice, one, to reflect, two, to really embody that winter solstice energy, but also to then allow me to move forwards with upgraded and up-leveled energy where I feel energized over the new year to set those intentions. So please do make sure to go watch my end of year review video because that's really going to help you alongside this winter solstice video. Remember, these key themes right now are reflection and celebration, rejoice. And then in a week or so's time, I'm going to post my New Year manifesting ritual, which you can then do obviously like New Year's Eve, New Year's Day over that period. So do make sure to look out for that as well. But have fun, happy winter solstice. Enjoy our shortest day of the year and then the celebration as we return back to the light and begin to enter into a new year as well. I love winter solstice. And one thing I actually forgot to mention as well, you may or may not, I tend to feel more called around the spring equinox and autumn equinox to declutter and have a full clear out of everything. But summer solstice got me this year and I was like, right, I want to declutter on the solstice as well. So also you may feel the niggle or nudge to maybe declutter or maybe clear out some mess or, you know, just energetically cleanse from your life, whether that's clearing out your camera roll on your phone, which I'm currently doing at the moment. Maybe that's clearing out your, you know, a room in your home or your whole entire home or your wardrobe, for example. If you're feeling the call to do that, listen to it. Because again, when we create the space, we create the space for new abundance to come into our lives. So the winter solstice is a really great time to do that. It's not exclusively known for that, but I do tend to find those nudges and niggles do come up where I want to have a little declutter, so then I can welcome in new energy as we enter into that new season, that new energy. So happy winter solstice, happy manifesting, happy enjoying all the wonders that winter and our shortest day of the year brings us. I obviously hope that you have a wonderful festive period as well, whatever you're up to. Make sure to go check out that previous video of your end of year review to help and support with this energy. And I will be posting my manifesting new year ritual very, very soon for you. So do make sure to look out for that as well. And of course, if you want any extra help and support from me, you know, with this transition into new year, if you feel overwhelmed with setting new year's intentions or doing any of these things and you want really specific guided help, including guided meditations, a 72-page workbook to guide you and do all of this for you, so you just got to fill it in, and also extended help and support, which I've obviously gone through a little bit today in, then your manifesting toolkit for 2023, my incredible toolkit, is here. I did this last year and you absolutely loved it. So I have brought it out again for 2023, and you guys have already sent me some incredible messages about what's come up for you, how you've loved the reflection, how you've loved all the things that are in there. So if you do want support and help, this toolkit is only £22 and has over 380 worth of value. So it is huge, and for only £22 you get 2 deeply intensive meditations from me to help guide and nurture you into the new year, to go in with clarity and to also release any blocks that may be there. You get a 72-page in-depth workbook with literally everything a spiritual queen needs for 2023 to set goals, to keep herself accountable. There's daily manifestation planners in there. Oh my gosh, there is so much journaling prompts, abundance logs, everything you can think of. Obviously, I'll pop the link below so you can read the full description of what's included. But I am so excited for this. We've gone bigger and better this year. So much more is included for the same price. And if you do want a fun little thing to support you throughout 2023 and obviously over the new year, then this toolkit is for you. So I'll pop a link below so you can go and have a look at that as well. But thank you so much, gorgeous souls, for watching. I appreciate all your views and likes. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new here, because I would love to see you again soon. Don't forget to leave me a comment in the comments box down below, because I reply to them all. And don't forget, you can also join my free Law of Attraction support group over on Facebook, where you can join myself and other like-minded souls, where we talk all things Law of Attraction and spirituality. I hope you have a wonderful winter solstice, whatever you're up to, and I will see you all in my next video, which will be on Tuesday. Lots of love.